I've given examples of, astrology, fairies, tarot reading, many things that people use because they're useful. They produce good results. And yet for many other people, they won't touch them because they're not real. You might get someone who's perhaps used acupuncture for years and found it very satisfactory, but then they read an article which says that some scientific test has shown that there's nothing in acupuncture, and it sort of breaks their faith in it, and they think, well, perhaps it wasn't real, I'll give that up. And I've suggested that the reason we sort of are so hung up on things must be real is because of the Platonic idea, which tends to be the idea of authority, which says that the world we view, the world of our senses, the subjective world, is actually an illusion. It's like shadows cast on the wall of a cave. And if only we could turn and see the entrance to the cave and the light and the things that are actually casting those shadows, then we'd understand what is real, what is true. Now, we're so used to having authority telling us that we really do sort of think that being real is somehow more important than being useful or workable. And I'd like to challenge that. I give the example of, imagine a very great movie, one that's really moved you and improved your life by the lessons it's taught you. And you speak to a skeptic about it, and he says, tell me about the movie. And you say, well, there was this young man come out of prison and he was seeing it. And the person said, don't say you were fooled by that. That man was an actor. He wasn't really a young man come out of prison, and so on. And then he goes on, let me show you the truth behind that story that you wrote. And he takes the DVD disc and he holds it up and he shows, look through a magnifying glass. It's just made of little dots and dashes. It's just a set of digital information. The truth of what you've seen is just a great big pile of a few megabits of digital data. Now, I say, how valuable is that truth? On the one hand, you have a movie which has really changed your life, an amazing experience, versus a few bits of data on a digital disc. You can fall in love and have the most mind-blowing, cosmic, archetypal experience. And someone can tell you, actually, it's just chemicals in the brain, hormones. Everyone has that, that's all there is to it. Now, what is more valuable, that knowledge or the experience you've had? I say that if you get really good results from tarot, astrology and all that, that is what matters. The subjective world we live in is as important as any hypothesized reality that lies behind it. To say that everything could be explained in terms of atoms and molecules is interesting, but why is that more important than the fact that you can have a life-changing experience by practicing magic?